All right, guys. Today we are gonna be reacting to part two of woman regrets divorcing her husband, and when he instantly replaces her, she gets crazy, basically. So he basically he just said move on, and that's it. Let's jump in.
I'm exhausted and defeated, and I need a break. And thinking about like, oh my God, am I not gonna get this break? Oh, what do I do? I'm drained. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm just tired.
Welcome back, family. Here's the highly requested part 2 video on our previous girl who thinks that she is too special to be replaced by her ex-husband. Today, we are going to see what she is really made of. This first clip will show you how the mind of girls that belong to the streets really work. Let's watch.
Let me go a little bit more into the bureaucracy, and the paperwork and how difficult it is to get a divorce. And I guess they do it to deter you from actually getting a divorce, and maybe it's easier to work things out. At the end of the day, we're animals. Are animals with each other for the rest of their lives? Like, is there like one lion and another lion, and they mate and they are a family for the rest of their lives? Or does the lion go, and they have different partners? I think I've heard that only penguins are monogamous.
See, I told you she wanted
So
to be a three or
it
four. She
just
wanted to be a three or four. I
makes
told you.
me think like it shouldn't be so freaking difficult to get a divorce. It really shouldn't. I think it goes against our nature. Maybe we are supposed to be with a lot of people. This one person
Yeah, I
for
told you she want to be a three or four. I told you guys. She want to be a three or four.
the rest of your life is something that we really need to
Damn, man.
cut out. What do you think?
I think that you belong to the streets. I think that you are insane. I think that your husband shouldn't have married you. I think that you deserve nothing, and I will let my people tell you exactly what they really think about you in the comments section. Now, before we enjoy some sweet tears, let's watch how this woman's mind go crazy to have an idea of all the BS her ex-husband endured during the marriage.
I wanted to share another thing, like something that I do. I have these like internal fantasies, or like, how do you explain them? Like when you invent stories in your mind, like the anxiety. And today, H is going back to Mexico. He's leaving Miami, and I started fantasizing, having this crazy story that he's going to decide to come here to help me. And I had to stop myself in the middle and say, Melanie, stop it. Stop it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Don't even go there. Because then what happens, and this is one of the faults in my relationship, is those fantasies, I start feeling those feelings and I bring them into like real life, and I feel the resentment towards him because of my fantasy, and that's not good.
She is literally fighting someone for something
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy, man.
that never happened. You cannot get crazier than that. Fellas, be aware of the woman who doesn't want any kind of structure in her life. Let me show you an example of what I mean.
I'm going to talk a little bit still about the comments that I'm getting, trying to keep an open mind and listening to everyone's thoughts. And it's been very, very, very interesting. I have the mentality of, keep what works for you, discard what doesn't. But there are two things that are really like, for me, I'll just block the person. One, anything that pushes like religion and the Bible and that kind of talk. Like, I'm not a religious person. I believe in my God, and I respect everyone else's religion.
Yeah, my God. Who's that God, bro? My God is yourself, I guess. I mean, they hate religion because it's holding us accountable. That's why they hate religion, guys.
Just do not. That's not something that I want. Doesn't help me. And second, any type of patriarchal bullshit.
I told you.
That absolutely.
I told you.
Comment the other day that said, I should concentrate on being a wife, a good wife and mother, and it's like, well, that is just not gonna fly with me.
And she looked like she wanted to sleep with women too, man.
That's not the type of person I am. So yeah, that will get immediate blocked. But everything else I really do consider, and if I feel that it was really great, I will write back, and other things I'm just like, okay. Yeah, that's how I roll.
She is basically saying that she will only take an advice that makes her feel good. Again, it's not about being religious or not. It's about following a well-designed structure. Never associate yourself with these free-spirited people that believe in nothing. Now, this is the most important part of the video because there is a great lesson to learn from this story. I want you to remember that this woman divorced her husband who didn't do anything wrong according to her own words. Her ex-husband, who is a very busy man who works internationally, decided to buy a home just 3 minutes away from her so that she can have access to him easily for his kids. But I want you to see how she picks the little things her ex-husband say to come and complain about him on TikTok.
I'm exhausted and defeated.
That's how you know. That's how you know the guy's doing it right. When they start complaining about you, and you already moved on, that's how you know you're doing right. The fact that she's even still complaining about him because she thought that without her husband, she was gonna be this free woman, you know, this free spirit, free journey, adventurous person throughout the world, and just record these TikTok videos and make money off it, right? The problem is that she doesn't understand that a lot of these people are even actors. They're not even real. They're probably psyop. They're probably CIA agents. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Some of this stuff is not real, man. You guys have to understand this. Some of these are just things that are not real, right? And now she's with the realization that because her husband might be doing better, she was the problem, guys. Listen to me. They hate when they leave you, when you do better. Why? Because then they can recognize that they were the problem.
And felt like maybe sharing will make me feel less exhausted and defeated, but not. It's just gonna get me to say whatever I gotta say and put it out there. It's so exhausting. I need a break. I'm planning to take a trip to Europe for 2 weeks for my 40th birthday in November, and I've talked to H about it, my kid's father, and he was on board. And then yesterday, when the kids were going nuts, he was like, I don't know if, you going to Europe is a good idea. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. And I'm like, I do this all the time.
Wait, if you cannot handle it, give the kids to the guy. If you cannot handle it, give the kid to the guy. See, they want to have the goat and the rope at the same time. They want to have the cake and eat it too. I don't know why alimony exists. If feminists are okay with equal rights and they think they're better than men, hey, if you get divorced, if you want the kids, you cannot reach out to the guy. That would be me. I'll be passing laws saying that if you get divorced, yeah, no fault divorce, no problem. That means there's no alimony, no child support. That's it. If you cannot handle the burden of taking care of the kids, you have to give the kids to the father. See, but they're not going to do that because they want to use the father as a leverage. See?
I didn't honestly think it would be as hard as it is. And I am not one of those mothers, my child is autistic, but she's going to have a lot harder than I am. So I'm not complaining at all. There's some other things to parenting an autistic child. It's not easy, but it's easier than what it will be for her. But then discovering also my ADHD, it's just it's a clusterfuck. I need a break.
Nah.
And when he said that to me yesterday, and thinking about like, oh my God, am I not gonna get this break?
Nope.
Oh, what do I do? Do I take one with me? But if I take one with me, it's not a vacation. I can't even afford that. The only reason I can go is because I have a free ticket. I'm drained. I'm mentally exhausted, and now I have to flip the switch and start working because at 12 o'clock I have to go pick my son up and then put him down for a nap, make food, and get in as much work as I can for the rest of the day.
I just want to let you know that her ex-husband agreed to stay with the kids at the end. And even when he said, I don't think that you going to Europe is a good idea, I am sure that he was just joking because he had already agreed to take the kids. But did you see how she made a big deal out of that one comment? Fellas, This woman created this TikTok account to specifically complain and trash talk her ex-husband. But every time I read between the lines when she talks trash about her ex-husband, I notice all the efforts her ex-husband is doing to make her life easier for the kids. So I knew that she must have at least one video where she gives props to this exceptional man. Now, while watching this finale clip, I want you to ask yourself this question. If an exceptional man like that can get divorced for absolutely no good reasons, is there any hope left? Let's watch the clip.
I started this TikTok as a way for me to get out all my feelings.
To get validation. Let me just summarize it for you guys. To get validation for a lot of women that are not even real. We went through the last video about that, the guy that is called a chat to that. And we went to that comment section. That's filled with bots, man. Left and right. There's so many bots there, man. It's insane. But she wanted the validation.
Feelings about getting a divorce and being divorced and, you know, the new relationship with my ex as a co-parent and whatnot. And I've spent a lot of time on here venting about my frustrations with H, my ex. But this is a completely different post because this is one giving him major props. So yesterday I woke up with an excruciating headache at like before 5 in the morning. And my son was nursing and it was just like all over here. It was a very particular headache. Usually when it's like that, it's because I'm dehydrated. So I was in serious pain. Then I started sweating in bed, and at 5 in the morning, I just had to get up and start hydrating because I was scared. And my son started screaming, and I just felt awful. I think like my blood pressure dropped, and I felt nauseous, and you know, I was sweating. It was just bad. So finally at 6 o'clock, like I go on Instagram to see if H is up, and I did see he was active, so I called him. Luckily he lives like 3 minutes away by car, and I told him because like at that point my daughter was like, make me breakfast, and I couldn't get up off the couch. I was in excruciating pain. I did not feel well. I was like, I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital. And I am a person with a high threshold tolerance for pain. I had 2 natural childbirths unmedicated. I could not deal with this yesterday, and so I called him and I was like,
hey, let's just give her a cookie. Let's just give her a cookie for that, I guess. So you want you want the ex-husband to be there, but you want husband commitment. Are you gonna give him the cookie? Huh? So you want him to do husband duties, but at the same time you divorce the guy. See, people like dude need to be chained. People like her need to be chained. This is what a lot of females do. When they don't get what they wanted and what they were thinking before the divorce, they thought that they would have this freedom, all that stuff. Now they realize they cannot get that. Now they want their ex-husband to just what? Give them husband treatments. No. The karma is big. And you left a good husband. He's being nice, guys. He's bought a house close to them. You know, he willing to do this. If I was the guy, I would just say, you know, I'm sorry. And God knows I'm telling you the truth, guys. I would just start my own family and just forget about this one. Because I wanted to be committed. And she initiated divorce. Now she want my commitment. Nah. Now if she wants, the other one will be, if she want me to go back, no marriage. And you should be a second woman. You cannot be my first woman. You can only be my second woman. And you cannot sleep with any guys around. You're only going to be my second woman. And you have to be okay with that. Because this is what happened, guys. That's why you cannot get married through the state. This is what happened. She knew that she had the leverage. She knew she was going to keep the kids. And I guarantee you, she's probably giving her alimony as well. So he's giving her money, taking care of the kids, doing husband's duty, but he's not the husband. Nah, get the hell out of here, man.
I cannot do anything for them. And he's like, I'll be right over. And he came and he saw my face. He was like, Ori, I thought you may have been exaggerating, but he saw how pale I was, and he made me a chocolate milk, and he's like, drink this, let's bring your blood sugar up, whatnot. And then I went and I went back to bed. I laid down, I closed my eyes, slept for a little bit, and he was just coming. He's like, so what should I prepare? Our son's like, what should I make him for lunch? And I told him, and he made them breakfast. Like, he took care of it, and he had my back. He really did. I felt horrible, and he just came in, he dealt with the kids, he got them dressed, ready for school, daycare, and he took our son to daycare. And
she sent it to daycare. My wife take care of all my kids, man. All of them. We're gonna have our fourth one. Right? And I help her, of course, right? But she most of the time she's with the kids. Right? This is what happened when you don't teach women. This is what happened when you send your kids to daycare. See, you don't develop very important skills as a mom. And I don't want to hear anything about, but what about her break? I can take a break too. You see, if I wanted to, I can take a break. I can send my husband, my wife, and my kids to daycare to take care of myself. Take a free time. See, but we don't do that because we have a commitment. She think that she can have those privileges for ex-husband. Ex-husband, if you listen to me, you have to set boundaries and make sure that if you want those privileges, now she has to come second or third. And there's some boundaries to this. See, I hope he can listen. He can. Well, I don't know if he's gonna listen to me, but that'll be my opinion.
It was a huge relief. Like, he really, really was my team player, and
team player, you see.
I really
appreciated
his help.
I am really grateful that you've watched this video in it entirely, but I have a small favor to ask you. More than 95% of my viewers...
Very interesting, man. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.